I'm waiting for it to go live. Yay!
All right.
Woo-hoo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mystic AF. My name is Keelan Siobhan Clark Conan, and tonight I have a very special guest, my friend Andrew. And I asked him earlier what he wanted to talk about. He is the CEO of Altogether Better, and he said, "Play," and I
Play.
said, "Oh hell, feckin' yeah! Let's talk about play." Play is
Yes,
the thing.
let's talk about play.
Why do you want to talk about play?
Well, I think, play is so important for dogs, but it's important for us too. And I think one of the magical things that I get to do is get people to get out of their let's get it done seriousness and into let's be in the moment with our dog and have fun and play and kind of learn about your dog and how they play and all the cool mystical things that you get to learn when you are in that moment interacting with your dog. Um, they're really cool creatures and they deserve a lot of respect and admiration. So I want to talk about playing with them and bringing out the play in you, keeping yourself young, joyous, having fun, and the connectivity and the cool things that you can create out of play.
I love it. I love it. Because I think you get into a different frequency
Yes,
when you're in
play
a play state,
play state.
play frequency. So what kind of change? Because Andrew is a dog trainer, dog walker, a dog whisperer, so many things. The mayor of Pittsburgh as well. And what do you see like when you are working with dog and owner, because it takes the owner as well, like what happens when they start to actually play with their animal?
They time starts to slow down and speed up simultaneously. And
Quantum.
yep. Um, and their woes kind of disappear for that moment of time. They're really just concentrating on what they're experiencing with their dog, and when their dog starts lighting up and starts bouncing around and starts acting all like joyful and cute, like it lights up the owner too. And the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is that we live such hectic, stressful lives that at home the dog often doesn't get like they get played with, but they don't like really people don't really think about like structuring their play or how they're playing or how effective their play is and how much their dog really enjoys it.
And
um
I want to just highlight that for a second because it's such a perfect representation of how we show up in the world, right? Like if you're not scheduling playtime for yourself, hell no, you're not going to schedule it for your doggy,
right.
right? Okay, keep going. This is so good.
Right. And so it is just letting loose and just kind of getting the feel, getting some movement around, touching. Suspense is a big part of playing with your dog. They
Suspense
like,
is so good.
right?
Yes.
So um there's lots of different play too. There is social play, there's active play, there's enrichment play, which is more like them kind of interacting with different things or finding. Um, a lot of it starts with like the purpose of your dog and understanding a little bit some of the things about your dog.
Mhm.
Um, primarily, as an animal, they procreate and they look for food. Like that's their instincts. Um,
Yep.
and we usually fix them. So procreation's kind of out of that. So how they search for food or find food or chase is like a big part of who your dog is. So one of the cool ways of finding a cool way to play with your dog is kind of finding what parts of the predatory sequence your dog likes. Um, and that is
Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on.
no problem.
I love that because I want to go back to humans who don't necessarily have dogs, but this even if you don't have a dog, this is really important conversation because dogs are a reflection of us. They are evoking out of us what we are looking for. 100% I believe that. Because I watched Best in Show over the weekend.
I love that.
So good.
I love that movie so much.
It's so good. Especially like the neurotic couple that like, you know, has like the LLB catalog and they're like, the dog, what's wrong with the dog? And it's like, they're the ones who are neurotic, right? So with Wiley, like he gets the zoomies and he loves playing like with this one toy. He takes very good care of his toys. Like still got the squeaker. I've had it for like, I don't know, 5 years, but he loves to play it in the morning and at night. And he'll trick me into playing with him, like the suspense part. And then I taught him how to play chase backwards. I messed it up, or fetch. So I'm the one who fetches him. I didn't actually teach him like come here and fetch. Like, well, he'll do that, but really like the game is me chasing him around. So he's a little trickster.
Well, and that's one of the things that not a lot of people realize is that like sometimes dogs like to be chased.
He loves it. He loves it.
I work with a Newfoundland who loves being chased, but because he's a huge dog, no dogs ever take him up on it.
Right. Oh.
They're always see him and they're like, "Yeah, you chase me," and he was like, "No, you chase me." And there's a lot of like pausing and like, but at the end of the day, usually a human ends up chasing Henry.
Right, which I think is why dogs are man's best friend, because the humans like will actually, I'm just thinking about kids, like parents with their kids, right? Like I think that there's something about dogs that will actually enroll a human to play with them or just to like be in relationship with them. Like I honestly have been getting a lot better about learning my neighbors' names, but I know all the dogs' names. They're like this like beautiful
Well,
connector.
It's funny because when I'm at the dog park, so many people are like, "What's your dog's name?" And I'm one of those people. I'm like, "What's your name?"
Hi, I'm Andrew. Names
Hi, I'm
matter.
Andrew. What's your name? Is that your dog? What's your dog's name?
Thank goodness for people like you.
Right. Well, because I was going to the dog park and they're like, "Oh, you're Zoe's owner." I was like, "No, my name's Andrew."
You're that guy.
Yes. You know, because we don't want to be known as the owner of the dog. We want to be known for who we are. And, you know, and our
I'm really proud to be Wiley's mom. But that brings us to another conversation, I think, is like, what is it about dogs that we can, or animals, or that like they want so badly to play with us, right? And there's something about us being adults, I think, because it doesn't go with kids too, is that we just don't want to play. Hey, Totem Rachel, woo woo! So glad you're here.
And there's a truth to that. And here's an interesting fact about that is that domesticated dogs technically never hit full maturity. So they never stop playing.
Sweet. I hope I never hit full maturity.
Right. Well, and what it is that like their play is supposed to set them up for all the skills they need to survive in life.
Sounds familiar.
Right.
But we take play away. Like so our philosophy is that in order to set yourself up for the skills in life, you must no longer play.
Right, which is not correct.
Which we are learning, we get to learn from dogs.
Right. Is we can stay forever young by playing.
Yeah.
And it's easy. It's just let go of all the things that, yeah, exactly. Shake it up and
surrender.
Have fun.
Look ridiculous. Yeah. I'm Keelan. I'm Wiley's mom. I mean, I walk around my neighborhood looking ridiculous all the time. I think they know me now. So what's some stuff as you as a very successful entrepreneur and multi-talented, what are some things that you do to play? Because play looks different from all of us. And I want you guys to know that there is no right or wrong way to play. Woof.
Right.
Rachel.
I'll even raise the stakes. There's no right or wrong anything.
Anything. Yeah.
You know,
Our viewers know that. Yeah, for sure.
there is only things that are and how they make you feel, and you being in touch with that. So for me, I love playing with music. I love playing with words. I'm a poet and an MC as much as yet dropping them hot bars of fire.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I forgot my mic today. Shit. Whatever.
Oh,
Keep
oh
going.
well. I was thinking about getting mine out too, just because like I like the cool look of the microphone. But
yeah, it looks so cool.
it does.
Yeah.
But hey, we're just gonna do it the way we do it.
Next month we'll do the mics.
There you
do
go.
it again.
But yeah, so obviously playing with my dog is a big part of my play. I also like to make things. I'm pretty crafty from time to time.
Like what? Like wood shavings? What do you make?
So I had an old swing set in my yard that I turned into like a swinging bench.
Awesome.
My girlfriend got us ducks at the beginning of the pandemic, and I built them like a super awesome coop under our deck. Yeah, the ducks are fun. I play with the ducks every once in a while.
I think that's a great pandemic story. Like, I think everyone should come with their pandemic stories and be like, I played this way. Like, I made something for my ducks.
Well, there was a lot of play that happened, during the pandemic. Like, people were losing their minds. There was that one engineer who built a roller coaster in his yard.
I know, I love that. I wish that guy was my neighbor.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I wish somebody that cool lived in my neighborhood. Most of the people in my neighborhood were just lighting off fireworks.
Well, that's fun too. Well, you guys, seriously, I want to know about your pandemic stories. Like, Darren and I would play ball in the house. We've always kind of done that, though. We planted sunflowers, which are still growing.
Well, we adopted ducks. We adopted ducks for the eggs that turned out to be boys, and they have very feminine names. So we have 2 boy ducks named Karen and Georgia.
Tales from the pandemic.
Right? And now they're like mature ducks, and it's funny because the ducks play with the dogs. The dogs will be walking around the yard, and all of a sudden the ducks will just come up to the fence like, "Rah!" And then the dogs start like bouncing, and then the ducks run away, and then the dogs stop paying attention. They come back to the fence, and they're like antagonizing the dog.
So are you talking about the ducks play too?
Ducks play too.
Duck goose.
The squirrels play. Everyone plays.
So let me go back to my original question. When your clients, I'm talking about the people who pay you, not necessarily the dogs, when they're in a play state, what do you see changes? What occurs?
The tension lightens. They relax. They open up.
And then what happens to the dog?
They respond more. They are like, oh, this is fun. This is more my speed, and it's fun. It gets looser. People come out of their shells. Their dog comes out of their shells, and it's really nice. And I'm really proud of the atmosphere that I've created, which is for one-on-one experiences with your dog, right? There's not many places where you can go that's designated for you and your dog, that isn't like a very communal space, or is
you actually have like a brick and mortar playground that you rent out for dog owners that they can go into a space and play. Because I know I play with Wiley in the house, and he doesn't like the dog park. It's way too much for him. And we have trails behind our house, but unfortunately there's coyotes. So I keep him on a leash out there. So like the space that you're providing is actually like just a big open space where you and your dog can play, right?
Yes. And it has rubber floors so that it's really good for, it's good for their joints, and it's easy on them for them to run, and you don't have to worry about them sliding out or, displaying their hips or anything that can happen from like running on concrete.
Playing.
Yeah. Unsafe surfaces. Plus it's climate controlled. So,
Warm and cool.
right. So we got protection. And in Pittsburgh, like our weather is not great a lot of the
Andrew's in
time.
Pittsburgh. So if you guys
Yeah.
are in Pittsburgh, take advantage of this space.
And if you're not in Pittsburgh, think about this idea and duplicate it because it's much needed across the country.
Or partner with Andrew.
Yes, that too. Well, you'll need guidance, so you'll want to take my course.
Yeah, exactly. Tell the people about your vision for the world, and then we'll wrap up. Because I love your vision. I think it's beautiful.
So my vision is really just to make it a better place than what I showed up in, and helping other people do that as well. And that's really what the mission is. I use the entry of dogs, but once you can understand leadership for dogs, then you can use it for leadership for people, and we can make the world a better place that way.
All together better.
Yes, all together we can make the world better.
We really can. 100% possible.
Right. I once said it like it's kind of like if everyone just obeyed the rules in traffic, everyone be a lot less traffic. What really creates traffic is everyone trying to get ahead of everyone else.
I don't really stop at stop signs. That's my confession for the week. But I live in California, so we have like the California rule stop, maybe. I'm in a hurry when I'm driving, though.
Everyone is. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And your perspective changes when you're behind the wheel and when you're a pedestrian,
100%. Oh, yeah. Different dimensions, man.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes we forget cars are there's people driving cars. Like we yell at this like big monster and it's like a little lady. They just driving a car, So I'm completely enrolled in your, leaving the earth, the planet, leaving all of you guys who watched today better than we found you. And first of all, I'd love to hear stories from your pandemic. Like what kind of weird play did you guys do? And second, what play are you committed to this week? Because it's Monday. And if you woke up with a case of the Mondays, there's a cure for that. And that cure is play. And there ain't nobody who's going to make you play. So what I also want to invite you is go play. And when you play, you actually spread joy and everyone else starts to play. They might look at you like you're crazy, but who the cares?
Exactly. It's your life. Have fun with it and play.
Just have fun. Yeah. You got two kooks over here watching, rooting you on. So with that, you got anything else, Andrew, for now?
Nope. Play on. And follow this lady because she's full of fun entertainment. And I enjoy having her around in the world and in my life.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Exactly.
We've got an incredible lineup for this week, actually. I've got some really great guests. So keep tuning in at 6 p.m. Pacific, please. Andrew, thank you for being here. You're amazing. And we'll see you real soon. Bye for now, guys. Bye.